Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Fabrizio Romano drops Alexander Isak transfer update amid Liverpool and Newcastle United deal claims. Newcastle United transfer news. Fabrizio Romano has provided an update on Liverpool's hopes of signing Alexander Isak before Monday's deadline. With just over 24 hours left of the summer transfer window left to go, Alexander Isak remains a Newcastle United player. The Swedish international has not kicked a ball for the Magpies since May and has been front and center of most of the headlines this summer. Liverpool, though, have only submitted one bid for the striker. That bid, worth £110 million, was swiftly rejected by the Magpies and fell well below his valuation. Reports over the last few days have hinted that a deal between the two clubs had been agreed. Those reports, though, have been rowed back on by some quarters and even suggested that Liverpool wouldn't pay anywhere near £130 million, a fee that has been noted as one that could get a deal done, unless anything major changes, like the Reds submitting a fresh and much improved bid. Then Isak will begin Tuesday, still a contracted Newcastle United player. Liverpool have until 7 p.m. on Monday night to secure the 25-year-old's signature. Asked about Isak following their goalless draw against Leeds United at Elland Road, Eddie Howe said, "On Alex's situation, I've got no communication, no update. We are still looking to actively recruit, but I don't know if that has any relation at all to Alex's situation. I will be on my phone probably 24/7. The reality is when you're in my position, you're not actually communicating with clubs, players. You're just finding out what's going on." The Gazette has launched a new WhatsApp NUFC channel to bring the latest news, analysis and team and injury updates directly to your phone. Simply click this link to join our NUFC WhatsApp channel. So, you're sort of a secondary person in it and not doing it yourself. So, I'm reliant on other people and situations to try and get more for the squad. And I'd love to do one more player, just to get the full strength I think we need. Fabrizio Romano issues Alexander Isak update. Fabrizio Romano, who throughout the summer has provided updates on Isak's situation, is still confident that a deal for the striker can be completed before the transfer window closes. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Romano said, "Alexander Isak, contacts again today. All sources involved from Liverpool, Newcastle and the players' side deny a deal has been done. It's not about the game, it's not about Liverpool or Newcastle playing, it's not agreed. But I can confirm optimism at Liverpool remains. Liverpool have not activated any other option offered because, this week, 3 players have been offered to Liverpool, really important players." Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is manager casts doubt on Isak move. Howe offers guarded response as Liverpool weigh Isak move. Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe has provided a deliberately restrained response regarding the future of Alexander Isak, amid intensifying speculation linking the striker with Liverpool. Liverpool had an opening £110 million bid for the Sweden international rejected earlier in the summer and, despite not yet returning with a second proposal, remain attentive to developments as the transfer window enters its closing stages. The situation has escalated in recent weeks after Isak made public his desire to leave St James' Park before the transfer deadline on September 1st. The forward, who has become central to Newcastle's project under Howe, has grown unsettled and is understood to be keen on securing a move to Anfield. Sources indicate that prior to Newcastle's home defeat against Liverpool earlier this month, discussions were held involving co-owner Jamie Rubin, representatives from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, and Isak's camp. Those talks were intended to smooth tensions and reintegrate the player, yet it is believed the striker reiterated his position and underlined his determination to join Liverpool. Speaking after Newcastle's 1-1 draw with Leeds, Howe sought to deflect attention from the uncertainty. "I don't know, I'm not party to any talks going on," Howe said. "I've been preparing for this game and you can imagine that's demanding enough. So I will find out like everyone else. The manager's comments underline both the complexity of the situation and Newcastle's reluctance to lose a player who has quickly become integral to their ambitions domestically and in Europe. Yet the lack of a definitive stance leaves room for further intrigue as the deadline approaches. Liverpool's wider transfer plans. While negotiations around Isac remain unresolved, Liverpool are also active elsewhere in the market. Reports suggest an offer has been tabled for Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi, though no formal response has been received from the South London club. Liverpool's pursuit of Isac reflects their desire to reinforce attacking options and add further depth following their strong start to the Premier League campaign. The striker's proven ability in English football, combined with his technical quality and versatility, makes him an attractive option for Jurgen Klopp as he prepares for a season across multiple fronts. For Newcastle, the dilemma is clear: retain a player who appears intent on leaving, or sanction a record-breaking move that could reshape both clubs' trajectories in the coming years. With less than 48 hours remaining until the transfer window closes at 7 p.m. on Monday, the situation promises to be one of the defining stories of the summer. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our third news is Liverpool ready to agree surprise transfer once £40 million Marc Guehi deal complete. Liverpool could complete a surprise transfer at the end of the window if Marc Guehi moves to Anfield, according to reports. The reigning Premier League champions have been among the division's busiest clubs in terms of summer recruitment. They have spent just shy of £300 million on 7 new players and could still do more business ahead of Monday's deadline. A potential move for Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi has been discussed for some time, but an agreement is yet to be reached. Earlier this weekend, Liverpool reportedly submitted a formal offer worth around £35 million, but Palace were seeking another £5 million in add-ons. Arne Slot is said to believe that Guehi is the ideal man to partner Virgil van Dijk at the back this season. Liverpool reportedly want to sign him now, rather than allowing the saga to stretch into the January window. Guehi has just entered the final year of his contract at Selhurst Park, meaning Palace are under pressure to cash in while they still can. If that deal is completed, it could open up another avenue for Liverpool in the hours before Monday's deadline. They will allow Joe Gomez to leave the club in the event Guehi signs before the window closes, according to Fabrizio Romano. AC Milan are said to be interested in signing Gomez and have reportedly opened talks with Liverpool over a permanent deal. A transfer fee is yet to be agreed, with the terms of the proposed deal under discussion. Meanwhile, it has been reported by Gianluca Di Marzio that Gomez is open to the move in order to play regular football. However, he is not actively pushing to leave Liverpool as things stand. AC Milan have also been linked with Manchester City defender Manuel Akanji, who looks set to leave the Etihad Stadium before Monday's deadline. That deal could be very difficult, though, given that Tottenham are believed to be leading the race. Their proposed move for Gomez will entirely depend on whether Liverpool can land Guehi before the window shuts, with the Reds set to face resistance from Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner. Speaking earlier this week, he said, "From my side, now it is Friday and the window closes on Monday, he has to stay. He has to, because I think it is not possible at the moment to find a Marc Guehi replacement who can play straight away in the Premier League, being a starter for Crystal Palace, being consistent. When we see our foundation of the success we've had in the last couple of months, and also the foundation of going into the group stage of the Conference League, is our defense. We had 2 clean sheets against Fredrikstad, we've had 5 games played with 3 clean sheets, we've conceded just 1 goal in the Premier League, so this is our foundation. Marc is a crucial part." Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC. Our fourth news is Liverpool star now open to last-minute transfer. One Liverpool star is now open to making a move before the transfer deadline on Monday. Here we are. At last. It's been a long, long summer, but it will all come down to one final day. A day that could prove to be extremely frantic for Liverpool. One Liverpool star is now open to making a move before the transfer deadline on Monday. Here we are. At last. It's been a long, long summer, but it will all come down to one final day. A day that could prove to be extremely frantic for Liverpool. A day in which the Reds may yet secure more arrivals and say goodbye to some of their current stars. So much is riding on this day. This won't just determine how Liverpool will feel about their transfer activity this summer, it could decide how their entire season will turn out to be. Ultimately, if the Reds do not get Marc Guehi and Alexander Isak, it's going to be a difficult campaign ahead. Difficult because Arne Slot will not have the depth he needs in the centre-back and forward roles. He'll have to rely on a very young player in Giovanni Leone and Federico Chiesa as his backup option in the forward role behind Hugo Ekitike. As we mentioned, though, it's not only Isak and Guehi, who could be on the move and who the Reds might strike deals for before the deadline. There is a player at Liverpool, who is open to a move according to a recent report. Someone who has been at the club for a very long time. Joe Gomez started out at Liverpool while Brendan Rodgers was in charge of the club. He's now served the club for a decade. He's won the league title twice and the Champions League. But it's clear that at 28 years old and with the injury record that he has, his career at Anfield is petering towards an end. Gomez cannot be relied upon consistently. At the same time, he is a luxury to have as a fourth or fifth choice centre-back given the wages that he is on. So if Guehi joins Liverpool, it's entirely plausible that Gomez will look to move on. AC Milan and Crystal Palace have both registered an interest in him. And according to the Daily Mail's Lewis Steele, Gomez is open to a move away from the Reds. He explored his options last summer as well, according to Steele. This is something we also reported on exclusively at Anfield Watch. Time is running out for Gomez to make that last-minute move. It's going to go right down to the wire. Obviously it will also hinge on whether Liverpool can get a deal for Guehi over the line. So, it's a situation to keep a close eye on. At this moment in time, anything is possible, and that will remain the case as long as the window is open. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fifth news is Liverpool's Alexander Isak transfer just became more complicated thanks to Yoane Wissa. Yoane Wissa is in a very similar situation at Brentford to the one that Alexander Isak is in at Newcastle, and both players remain hopeful of moves in the next 24 hours. Liverpool's chances of signing Alexander Isak looked to increase last week when Newcastle secured the services of Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart, but the Magpies are still keen on signing another striker before allowing their star player to leave. After losing Callum Wilson on a free transfer at the end of last season, an Isak exit would leave Eddie Howe without the two senior strikers who were in the squad in 2024-25. Woltemade is reportedly viewed as a direct replacement for Isak, but that does not necessarily mean Isak will be allowed to leave without a replacement for Wilson having also been brought in. It would be a huge risk for Newcastle to rely on Woltemade, a Premier League rookie, as its only striker for the new season. Woltemade is reportedly viewed as a direct replacement for Isak, but that does not necessarily mean Isak will be allowed to leave without a replacement for Wilson having also been brought in. It would be a huge risk for Newcastle to rely on Woltemade, a Premier League rookie, as its only striker for the new season. Yoane Wissa has been a target for Newcastle for much of the summer, but it's starting to look unlikely that that deal will be done before Monday's deadline. That's because Brentford has reportedly slapped an $88 million price tag on the player, which is an unrealistic asking price for a player who A, turns 29 this week, and B, is out of contract at the end of the season. Wissa issued a statement on Sunday stating his desire to leave Brentford, but that is unlikely to force his current club's hand. "I have stayed silent for much of the summer," he wrote, "but with just hours remaining of the transfer window I feel compelled make it clear that I want to leave Brentford. I believe the club are unduly standing in my way despite a series of fair offers throughout the summer. Earlier this summer, I held open discussions with the club's senior management, including key directors and the new head coach. I made clear my intention to explore a new challenge. During these conversations, it was confirmed to me and my representatives that the club would not stand in my way if a reasonable offer was received. This was also put in writing. Based on this understanding, I sought to find a new club, keeping Brentford informed with full transparency at every step. I received a formal offer from another Premier League club and communicated I wanted to join. I was under the impression, from all my conversations with Brentford, that there was a mutual agreement to part ways. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Alexander Isak's chance of completing a transfer to Liverpool may have just received new boost after Yoane Wissa followed in his footsteps by releasing a statement over his position. There is little over a day left in the transfer window and Alexander Isak's chance at a move to Liverpool is not yet dead. The Newcastle United forward could yet find some help from Magpies target Yoane Wissa after the Brentford star released an extraordinary statement. Wissa has been keen on a move to St James Park all summer, but Brentford have rejected Newcastle's advances thus far. And with the penultimate day of the summer window upon us, the DR Congo international has made his final push and claimed the Bees are unduly standing in my way despite a series of fair offers throughout the summer. The forward claims that keeping him in West London would tarnish 4 wonderful years at this incredible club. Wissa has yet to feature for Brentford this season with his future unresolved. For their part, Newcastle have broken their transfer record to sign Nick Woltmade to reinforce their frontline. It has been said that the Magpies wanted to see 2 strikers come through their doors before even considering an exit for Isac, however, after waving goodbye to Callum Wilson at the end of his contract. So, if Wissa's actions are successful in prompting a move, Isac may yet find himself on the way to Anfield. Newcastle have hoped to gain £150 million for his signature, having rejected an offer rising to £120 million already. Isac released a statement of his own earlier this month and was roundly criticised for his actions. The Swede has not trained with Eddie Howe's side since not travelling on the squad's pre-season tour of Asia. Newcastle's boss admitted his side were still active in the transfer market but had no update on Isac. On Alex's situation I have no communication and no update. We are still actively looking to recruit, but I don't know if that has any relation to Alex's situation. I'm not party to any talks going on, he told Sky Sports. I have been preparing for this game, which is demanding enough. I will find out like everyone else. We can't wait for the finish line because we need clarity to move forward. It has been suggested Isac is still hopeful of earning a move in the next 24 hours or so, though reports claim Liverpool will not bid higher than £120 million. If Newcastle can get another deal over the line, the door would appear to be open, however, and the funds earned through Isak's sale would help any bid of their own. Wissa, 28, has just 1 year remaining on his contract. The forward will hope his latest actions force Brentford's hand. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC